Kaholo Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Bakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with a quick one off of, I guess, a land back off of my own video. I guess alley-oop to myself off the backboard. But yesterday's video was, nothing but violence, or it always ends in violence, right? That's this devil's nature. That's what they will always return to. You can look at recent history, and when I say that, I mean Katrina, or hell, they even riot and destroy things when a team loses, when one of their teams lose. And you can look all the way back into the inception of this country, when they came and invaded the Northern Kingdom here, and when they brought Southern Kingdom here. It's a history of blood and gore and violence and truce breaking and lies, thievery, again, murder, rape, all of it. Okay, innocent blood being spilled. So as this place winds down, as these Edomites see that their kingdom is crumbling, they're going to revert to what's encoded in their DNA. So we'll get a couple precepts, and this is a wonderful, wonderful prayer that you should pray. Read it in the NLT, Amplified, whatever, in the new KJV. Get a good grasp on it. Read it and internalize it. This is something that we should also be praying. As you throw up curses on this place daily, also pray that in the midst of this place crumbling and the Lord bringing judgment, that you are kept. All right, so this is Psalms 140, and I'm going to start at 4. All right, keep me, O Lord, from the hand of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who has proposed to overthrow my goings. And we know who the wicked is, right? We're going to go to two places. We'll go to Malachi 1 and 4. All right, and these are some milk scriptures, but it's good to always go over it. Make sure you keep yourself fresh. All right, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right, for a mighty long time, all the way up until they're gathered and done away with in the future. Because they're still here today. They have an important part in prophecy to fulfill. They're the antagonist in this story. And we will go to Obadiah. And we want to read we'll read the highlighted portion, most of it, especially at 3, because it'll that proud will tie in when we read the rest of Psalms 140. Obadiah 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right, in Mount Seir, right? Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If these are, that's what we want. That's what we got right here. And that is what they want. They say that they should be a lady forever, untouched, and that they think that their house will continue forever, and they think that they can be like the Most High, or they think that they can set up this left-handed blessing, since they forfeited, or not forfeited. It was never meant to go to them, right? This was ordained from the heavens, all right, from Isaac when he passed down that blessing to Jacob and Esau. It was always meant to go to Jacob. However, this devil in his short-sightedness went right along with the plan. So they've always, up until now, have tried to fulfill this left-handed blessing. And it won't work. It's not going to work. It's not prophesied to work. And I don't understand why anybody, and this is, I'm not saying this to because I'm actually confused, or that I'm actually wondering about it. But I don't understand why anybody would think that the Lord would allow these devils to further their empire any second longer than was prophesied, right? So let's get back to dang, where were we at? Psalms 140, that's right. All right, we'll finish reading it. The proud, we left off at 4. We're going to read 5. The proud have hid a snare for me in cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set grins for me. Selah. So we'll read it in Psalms 140 and 5. We'll read it in PSA. Where we at? Oh, 5's right here. Okay. The proud have set a trap to catch me. They have stretched out a net. They have placed traps along the way. I said to Yahweh, you are my power. And that is something we ought to recognize, right? This is our, we were given the blessing on the right hand side, the gift of faith. We are the children of promise. Walk in that, understand that, right? With your faith and your integrity intact. All right. We serve a God that is living, not an idol, and we don't serve our bellies, and we don't serve the weapon, right? We don't serve the sword. We don't let our sword be our God, right? The Lord fights for us, or he gives us the power to fight, right? As long as you are within, good standing, for lack of a better term. Verse 8, Lord, do not let evil people have their way. Do not let their evil scheme succeed, or they will become proud, which this devil is proud already. So he's going to be brought down to the dust. That's why the scripture roughly paraphrase says, sit thou in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Let my enemies be destroyed by the very evil they have planned for me. Let burning coals fall down on their heads. Let them be thrown into the fire or into watery pits from which they can't escape. Do not let liars prosper here in our land. Cause great disaster to fall on the violent, but I know Yahweh will help those they persecute. Okay, and that's what we're about to head into. If you stand stiffly for the name, if you are a true believer, if you are sincere, if you are a prophet, preacher, teacher, you do videos like me, and you're going to get to a certain point to where you cannot kind of, hide and do what it is you need to do. Eventually, we'll all be called out some way, shape, or form, and you just going to have to stand on what you believe in. All right, surely, this is the end of it. Surely righteous people are praising your name. The godly will live in your presence. And that is what we intend and aim to do, given the spirit that we are, granted the Lord give us the spirit to do so, we will do it. All right. So as they live by their sword or their blessing, they're going to stand fully and believe and operate in their blessing on the left hand side. Right. According to Genesis 27 and 40. And we need to operate fully in ours. OK, as I said, we are the children of promise. And let me, when I say we, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, anybody that these scriptures resonate with, if you look like the other nations, but if your forefathers, not mother, your mother does not matter in this instance, but your forefathers go back to any of those aforementioned races, and or these scriptures that you know of, and or these scriptures resonate with you, then yes, I'm talking to you. Romans 9, and I'm just gonna dang 3, we'll do 3, and I'm gonna skip around because the point's in 11, I believe. All right, for I wish I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. Who are the Israelites? Abraham, Isaac, on to Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. Those are the 12 progenitors of the 12 tribes, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American. Okay. Where we go? Who to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, and the covenant, and the giving of the law, and the services, and the service of God, and the promises. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who is over all. God bless forever. Amen. All right, and when we go, okay, this I'm reading 8. They which are the children of the flesh. So in this instance, we are talking about, the heathen, then Esau, Edom being of that heathen horde. They are the children of the flesh. They lean on their own understanding. They lean to their own doings, because they were not given this gift. Their gift is on the left side of incarnality. Ours is on the right in spirituality. Okay, but I'm gonna get Galatians 4, and this kind of lines up with that parable of the bondwoman and the free. Now it's talking about Agar, who is we'll get there. So let's read 8. All right. They are the children of flesh. These are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. And I'm going to skip down to 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, right? And that is a gift given to Jacob, and Jacob passed it down to his sons. All right. 13, we'll just read it for good measure. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay. And I said we would go to Galatians. So this parable here, allegory, I believe it's what it says here. This is about Hagar, and who is Ishmael's mother, and then that's the bondwoman, and then the free woman who gave birth to Isaac. Okay, so in the instance, we're linking Esau, Edom in this, because they are of the flesh, and we are of the promise. We are of the spirit. This is the gift we ought to walk in. You cannot beat this devil at his own game. You can't use his blessing to beat him when yours is greater, or when ours is greater, more efficient, proficient, and everlasting. It's not temporal. Walk in it with your faith integrity intact. Okay, so let's scroll through. To redeem them that were 4 and 5, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Okay. And because ye are the sons, God has sent forth the spirit of his son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. Right? So we get coming up under that vibration, operating in our gift. How be it then? Renew God, not sir. No. I know it's bear with me, it's in here. 4 and 22, Galatians, right? So this is what we're talking about. For it is written that Abraham had 2 sons, one of the bondmaid, all right, that's Agar, and one of the free woman, but he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, right? And we're linking that to Esau, Edom. Okay, it's talking about Ishmael, but we're linking that to Esau, Edom right here, because they are in carnality. But he of the free woman was by promise. Okay, which things are an allegory, for these are the 2 covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Okay, so I only got that to kind of put into perspective what you're fighting for. All right, all the bad that is mentioned has happened, and is finishing. So all the good. Okay, new bodies, a kingdom, safe for children to dwell, clean water, clean air, plants operating the way they're supposed to operate. Trees will be allowed to grow and flourish. Just everything being put back in order. The more you learn about this truth, the more you should be pissed off about how the world is run. Okay, everything suffers under this devil. Everything, man. Animals, again, plant life, air, clouds, children, most of all, your health, your food, everything. He's just a culture of death and destruction because of his greed. So know what you're a part of, know what you're fighting for, stand firm in it, and stand firm in your belief, okay? Pray the prayer in Psalms 140 and let that be in your heart for good up until it's changed, and you don't need to pray anymore because that stony heart will be changed, and that heart made of flesh that you can never go off is given to you. Because make no mistake about it, this devil's no pushover, and he will come down with great wrath, as it is written, and they will show their true colors. It always ends in violence. Pray that you are protected.